Hello. Welcome back, everyone, from the live stream. And in this golang learning series, I am learning if else today. So, if else is basically a decision making statements which is like contained by most of the language, or like you can say most of the programming language do have condition, some sort of decision making statements. So, yep, I will be learning if else in golang today in this live stream, and will be again writing a blog post for the same. So let's get started. So this is basically what we have done so far. And for today, I will be, oh, I was just updating these names day before yesterday. Let me finish these first. Defining a boolean. Okay, these are the wrong variables. Cool, perfect, we are done. So today we will be writing, what will be the file name? Okay, it's 08 and 20 August. It's 20 August 2023, and the file name will be if else in. Okay, perfect. If else in golang dot markdown. Yep. Let me update the title for the same. Let me clean everything. Perfect. If else, do we have some decision making statement or something like this? Okay, no problem. Just a second. Perfect. So yeah, heavy hair. Okay, these are the examples. I'm not looking for examples. To be more specific, is there a blog post in Go official website for the same? I don't think so, because okay, dude, this is a little bit way too. Hmm. Okay, this is nice. This is something which we can do in our blog as well. We'll be migrating the same to Hugo. Then we can work on this. So, as I said, there are a few Let me edit it here. So basically in Golang we have two type of decision making statements. So one is if else and another is switch case. So we will be learning about switch case in the next live stream, but in this one we are only covering if else part. And the second one we have is switch. Is it called switch case or just switch? Oh dude, oh it's only switch actually. No problem, I can do that. Or switch. Okay. Actually, I do tried writing these points somewhere. I can find it now, but I did write this thing. Yeah, here is. I was trying to write a few bullet points in this one, but I didn't find how can I do the same in markdown. But yeah, now it's pretty good. I guess now they are looking much better. Yeah, here as well. Perfect. Yeah, now it's looking way better. Mhm. Can I hear my voice? Just checking the voice configurations. Yeah, it's working fine. There's nothing to worry about. Perfect. So, in the world of programming language, or you can say in the world of programmers, there are a few situations occurs when we have to take some sort of decisions. Like, for example, let's say, let me type it first. It's little un. What can I say? And not sure, I'm missing the word, but it's not that good of a definition to write. What are decision making statements? Okay. Well, we do. And for those purpose, we have a bunch, we have which help us in taking the decisions in while coding. One point. And to solve those purpose, Go language has two type of decision making statements. I guess I'm pretty clear so far. Let me give it a heading. If else. Actually, I have to prepare a chart for this one as well, like how it works. So if well, so I'm actually familiar with a bunch of programming languages, so I know how if else work. So the structure goes like there should be some sort of conditions. Based on that, we will be taking some action. Let's say you want to make tea, right? So if you have milk, then only you can make tea. I'm assuming we are making a tea that has milk in it. Or let's say you are making coffee, so you have to make sure that you have coffee powder for that. So let's say you are doing some sort of program for a coffee machine, and that validates that do we have coffee or not. So if there is coffee, then you can move ahead and do some steps. And if there is no coffee, then you can like uh, show some notification that okay, coffee powder is empty, fill up the box or something like that. So the structure goes like that. I will try to draw it in a flow chart of a diagram for the understanding. And yeah, for that I need some website that can help me drawing the flow charts for free, of course, because I do not have that much money to pay. Anyways, do we have a static? Okay. We do have this folder named as static. Cool. So let me open Brave flow chart making. Okay. Canva, I guess Canva can help. Oh, see, here we are. You can take some help from Canva. Create a flowchart. Okay, dude, I cannot log in. Will you allow me to draw something? Can I open a whiteboard? Okay, play with Canva. This is what I would love to go for. Just a second. Hmm. Flow chart. I will be needing something like how will it look? I will be eventually taking the screenshot only. Nah, this is good. Nah, nah, doesn't sound that good. Shapes. I can just use these shapes now. What's the issue? If diamond, do we have diamond shape here? Start. Arrow key. Do we have an arrow key that is pointing downwards? Can I do it like this? Oh, I can do it. Nice. If oh, good dude. Start. Might get some better thing. I guess we can. I just need a if else flowchart, dude. I guess we can get it online as well. Images. Yeah, here we have it. We have tons of them, dude. We can just use this. Start. If the expression is true, then do this. Else, then do this. Cool. We can use this one. Uh, Never mind. That's all we needed. We can draw. That will be way better thing actually. But yeah, we need something like this. Dude, I have to work with my spellings. Hmm, I was right. Condition check will happen here, and then add down. Okay. What about the one which I was having already? Perfect. Oh, dude, this is wrong. Perfect. Now this has to be triangle, not this has to be a diamond shape, dude. Add down. Condition check. Then we will have to add and what? Well, it's a process actually. Add down, and we have to add a process in the right, that if condition is true then do this, if condition is false then do this, and we have to add a straight line here. Actually we have to add it here, start slash and add down. Perfect. Okay. Again this has converted now. Okay, that was right, that was right, huh? No, I want to draw that arrow. How can I just draw the arrow? This arrow, this arrow, this arrow. If false, if the condition is false, oh, how can you increase this thing? True. Arrange it here. Delete this line. Oh my god. Cool. Line. Here we have the line. Finally, I have joined path, dude. This is what I was looking. Not, no, 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 no. Join this. I guess I can. Why can't I change it, dude? Anyways, finally we did it, guys. It will work, right? This is how the flowchart of if else will look. It will start at the end, and then it will check the condition. If the condition is true, then it will do some task. Else, it will also do some task. Actually, I'm little bit confused here because of a few things which we had. Condition, if it's true, then it executes some statements, and this is just of if. Then we have a separate for if else. And then we have for elif. Yeah, we have to actually draw three of them. This is for the if else. Let me write something. Statements. Okay, as usual. Statements. This is for if else. You can add text. Yeah, I'm just putting this as of now. Let me take a screenshot and let me paste it here. I can paste it. Okay, let me do it the other way. Actually, pictures, screenshots, and we have to copy this one. We have to dump it here. Okay, why can't I paste it, this thing here? I can just do drag and drop, right? Perfect. If else, copy the relative path. I'm just going to this syntax, nothing else. And in this post, it will be something like this: if underscore else. How will it look? Okay, it's not loading because of the markdown format, but it will be loading when it will be posted to the blog post. So nothing to worry. Uh, Let me just prepare it for if. This is for the if only. Let me just drag it here. What's happening, dude? If only. Hmm. And we will be importing it here as well. So I'm just preparing these flow diagrams. Once I will be done with the flow diagrams, then I will be processing towards the blog post and like typing these and making programs. And this is for if only. Yep. The another is elif, elif, elif. I will be demonstrating all these things so very shortly to you. But for now, let's just start with the if only, like else if statement. So what we have discussed so far is that it's a decision making statement. We have to define some sort of actions based on the example which I give is, let's say you want to make a coffee, so you need to have a coffee, you need to have coffee powder. So if there is coffee powder, then process towards making coffee, and else you can just say that uh, come on dude, go and bring some coffee powder. So that's like the work which if else do help in decision making. So if else statement help us in making decisions here is a simple example for the same. Let's say but that's all I needed. And if not, then you have to bring it. So the statement goes like if you have coffee powder, make coffee, else bring some coffee powder. How simple is it? Based uh, based on true or false values of the condition, based on true or false value of the condition. Here's a simple example for the same. So let me like just try to draw the diagram for elif, elif, elif one. So why can't I just have this one? It's a pretty good diagram, dude. Okay, I appreciate that. Very nice. So here is a flow diagram for the same. This is the if else one. Now it's not mandatory. Uh, it's not mandatory to use else with if. You can use if. Hello, I got a comment. Hello, dude. Okay, so yeah, I was saying that it's not mandatory that you should use else with if. Uh, you can just end the program after if only. So the statement goes like this only. The statement will go like this. Uh, okay, I have to add a new line here to separate it. These two do say hello and then vanish. Anyways, we should be continuing. Here's a flow diagram to understand the same. It's yeah, it will look way much better now. Here's a flow diagram to understand the same. Actually, little concerned about this diagram. If true, then do this condition. Else if part, yeah, it's actually right. And in the last comes the if else part. So here we can use more than one condition in a program. For example, okay, there's another on YouTube. Hello, and just drop like on the stream. Can I get a pin? So I guess you can because there's no one else here. Yeah, I pinged you. Overboard how YT. So let's continue to the statements. I thought you will be having some sort of technical questions, but that is fine. Thank you for watching and for hitting the like button. Now else if condition. So if else condition goes like if there are some nesting statements you have to make. Like let's say you want to make sure that you have coffee powder. If you have coffee powder, then you want to check that do you have sugar as well. If you have sugar, then let's say you want to check that do you have water boiled and those kind of things. So for these kind of purposes we use if else statement, that we want to make multiple decisions. So if you have coffee powder, okay, you do have coffee powder, then it will just exit. And if you do not have coffee powder, like I have to find a perfect example for this one, because we use else if if we want to, let's say, uh, make a decision between multiple choices. Let's say the perfect example here will be uh, checking the day, that is it Monday, is it Tuesday, is it Wednesday, is it Thursday, something like that. So let's say if is it Monday. So if it's Monday, then it will execute whatever is inside the if statement. You can say yes, it's Monday. Else if here you have to give another condition. Here we will be checking that okay, is it Tuesday. Okay, then it will, if it's Tuesday, then it will say yes, it is. Then you can give another condition. You can give as many conditions as you want. Else if is it Wednesday, and here it will be saying yes, it's let's say it's Wednesday. and you can either put an else in the end or not. It's all up to you. Else, let's say weekday not found. Just a second, guys. Hello, hello. On it back, and yeah, we are back. So so here is the flow diagram to understand the same. Here is the flow diagram understand the same. Let me fix the spellings. I know I'm not good at it, but there's nothing I can do about it because I'm trying my best. Okay, so the if else statement goes something like this. So you can actually choose multiple, you can make a decision based out of multiple choices by using this statement. So let's say you are writing a program that basically displays which day it is. So you have to check that, okay, if it's Monday, then you have to display that it's Monday. If it's Tuesday, then you have to display it's Tuesday. So you can do something like this. Okay, if it's Monday, then print it's Monday. Like then do the Monday task actually. If it's Tuesday, then do the task you usually do on Tuesday. So on, so on. So the else statement again is not mandatory here. You can skip it, but to prevent executing an statement, we usually write it actually. Let me complete it for you. If it's Thursday, oh dude, Friday, and this is for Saturday. And here you can say it's Sunday. So this is a perfect example of using multiple if else statements. It will print the day, week of the day, based on the user requirement, you can say. So if it's Monday, it will be printing Monday and so on. So now here you can write something like similar, that else if it's Sunday, then print Sunday, but that executing another condition, typically making your program slow. It doesn't matter. Yeah, thanks dude, thanks for the support. I have to find the heart emoji here. I can type it. That will work. Okay. And yeah, I mean, I guess I have covered the theoretical part. Now let's move towards the syntax that Golang has for writing if else in the program. So Golang doesn't require any sort of importing of packages like println required fmt. So that is something which is required here. So yeah, pretty much covered the theoretical part. Let's say let's check out the why it happens with me. Let's check out the if else statement syntax in golang. So as far as I know, it goes something like this. You have to write if, then the parentheses are not mandatory. You can keep them or you can remove them. It's all up to you. Here you will be passing your condition, whatever will be the condition you have, and then you have to open a block for if. So this block basically means that whatever statement you want to execute, if the condition is true, will be kept inside this block of code. Then here you will be having statements. Okay, statements 1, similarly 2, you can have a number of statements. Okay, statement and similarly now you want to use else, so you have to write the else. That's the syntax for else. Now again I will be fixing the syntax soon if it's not correct, because I still have to compile and check that I am writing the correct syntax or not. Else there is nothing on Twitch. Here we go, same goes for the else. Here's the syntax for an only if statement. Example of an only if syntax. Actually, yeah, it's same. Actually, you can write anything in if, but inside you just have to trim this else, and that way you can write only if. Syntax for using only if. There we go. Syntax for using if, else, if, else, and so on will go something like this. So it's just the theoretical part which I am doing right now. Once I will be done with this one, I will be writing the actual code, and we will be testing that how and like how we will be building a few not building, actually we will be coding a few programs based on if else, and checking that how much knowledge we are gaining here actually. So instead of else, we will be writing if else if here, and again we will be giving these conditions. Okay, it will be requiring a condition. Same, it will goes here. Same, you can it can go as many times as you want, and in the end this else statement is not mandatory, but you can keep it, or like it's your choice. If there is something if there is some decision which you have to make, you can keep it, else you can skip it. Now a few things to note here is that let me write it in bold. Parenthesis in condition is not mandatory, in Golang. Like in some language it's mandatory to pass the parentheses, and you can only write the condition inside these parentheses only. I got a hi from someone. Hi dude, actually. Hi dude. Yeah, so where are we? Yeah, it's not mandatory. And else statement is also not mandatory. You can skip it if it's not necessary. Required, you can say. How will it look? Okay, it is looking pretty decent. I just want to make sure the note. Okay, I forgot to add this note here. Will it look better? No. Let me put it here only. Yeah, this looks fine. So far we have covered how can okay, we have covered what are the decision making statements. Go supports switch and if else. In this live stream we are only covering if else. Then we learn the same with an example, that let's say you want to make coffee, and you have to check that you have coffee powder or not before making a coffee. So if you have coffee powder, then make a coffee. If you do not have it, then you have to bring the coffee powder. This is a short example of decision making. Then here's a flow diagram for understanding if else. Now else is again not mandatory. I have explained it right now. So if there is no coffee powder, if there is coffee powder, then make your coffee. If it's not required, then don't use else. A flow diagram for the same, and then there is multiple if else statement. So let's say you are making a program that show which day it is. I mean, in calendar application you might be seeing that it's Friday. So those things are based on these if else applications. If else decision making statements, that okay, if it's Monday, then show it's Monday. It's Tuesday, then show it's Tuesday. Again, this else is not what mandatory. And let me drag down this note. Where I have added it to? Yeah, it's on the right place actually. So these are the syntaxes in Golang to write if else statements. So you have to write if, then you have to, so this opening and closing brackets is not mandatory, but I am writing it just for the sake of understanding, and you can keep them. It's not mandatory. Just repeating that again. Here you have to put your condition, that do you have coffee powder or not, something like that. Then you open the block for if statement. What I mean by the block is that whatever you want to do after, if the condition is true, you put it in here. Then in the else statement you put whatever the statements you want to execute if the condition is false. That's for the if else. Then similarly for the if, only if you have this syntax. Then for the else if statements, you have this syntax. So far we have covered the syntaxes, why we are using it, how we can use it, what are the mandatory things, and what are like the temporary things. That's all we have covered so far. Now for the program purpose, I mean, let's switch back to another repository, which basically is learn Golang. And here we will be creating a directory for day 08, because it's day 8 of me learning Go language. Let's say only if is what we are trying to say. We are trying to write first only if dot go. I'll be writing it just a single program today, because I have to rush somewhere, but we will be practicing more on if else in the next live stream. So import package, then we have, sorry, main, actually package main. We are basically saying that we will be executing program. It's not a library. Then we have to import the fmt. Okay, my bad. Fmt. Then we have to define function. Main is basically where golang starts its execution. And here, so it's a simple program that will basically, just a second now. Let me grab some of my stuff from here. Okay, I guess I have jumped something. I will be like doing this thing later on, like switching back to operators before starting the if else. So let's say we are building this this program to just check that if someone is passable, like there is a simple statement. So we are defining a variable marks, which will be, let's say, 34, and we are writing this condition here: if marks is less than equals to, so passing marks is, I guess, 33. Then what you can do is fmt dot print. I'm using printf instead of println because we can write some specifiers here. So in future, for the future live streams, I will be using printf only. Yes, you are pass. Yay, you pass the exam. Let's say you are writing a program that basically displays that that you are pass or not, and you have to pass your marks in this variable named as mark. So let's execute it. P relative path, go run, and the file name. Something happens because okay, my bad. Okay, this is supposed to do something actually. Now what I want to check is, will it work? Oh my god, this is hilarious. I have to update it in here that you cannot mess with the parentheses. Okay. It's nowhere in the map. Yep, let me add it in the note. Also, the opening bracket should be display okay. Also should be, not bad. Another thing to note is that should be written right after the condition. You cannot start in the next line doing so will lead to error What error? Let me put this note actually once I am done with the syntaxes. That way it will be much better actually, you know. Is mandatory, else statement is also not mandatory. So what I'm trying to say here is that if is considered as wrong, as is in the next line of the if clause. Perfect. And is also is a correct syntax where yep. Yep, I guess I'm done with the theoretical part. Let me publish it right now. Its status. Okay, let me correct the program first. So if marks is less than equals to 33, which is a wrong decision because marks has to be greater than 33. Now if I am executing it, it will be giving me that, okay, you passed the exam, dude. Cool. So we'll be covering more about it in the next live stream. That's all for today. Let me push the changes so that they will be visible in the GitHub. Git add dot git branch. Actually, I had added in day 7 by mistake. No issues. Git commit. Okay, no. Git checkout hyphen v day 08. Git diff. Git status. Git commit day 8 task. Let me put it in the quotes. Let me open it here. Git branch added if else blog post. Am I bad? EOS. Git push origin And it doesn't show me that option to create the pull request. Never mind, we can do it anytime here. Okay, here's the changes. Compare them, dude. You also compare them. Create the pull request. Go ahead and create it. Let me validate the changes in here. Here it's only one changes, right? I can merge this one directly. Merge it, buddy. That's good to go. And I do forget to add that part actually, this section. I will be updating it later on. Let me keep it blank for now. I will be adding the 8 and 9. Okay. Yep. Things are good. Good to go. Merge the request. Yay. Now I just have to wait for the pipeline to be completed. Okay, now the changes for the pipeline to be completed so that they will be reflected on the blog post. Dude, come on. No problem. I can directly go to the actions and click here. Okay, is it fail? Okay, there's a warning only. Show me a little more about this. I'm not sure why GitHub always goes down whenever I push some changes. Is it my bad luck hitting me so badly? Okay, it's completed. If I hit on here, I will be able to see if else in golang. Perfect. Yeah, I have to have the diagrams, visibility, and all those things are working perfectly fine. Cool. So yeah, that's all for this one. See you in the next live stream where I will be doing some practice on the if else. I just made one program today. We'll be making like a few more, or what I'm thinking is that before moving towards practicing if else, I will be explaining you more about the operators in golang, and then we can go towards if else statements. So that's all for today. See you in the next one.